And we're live. Hello, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome my big brother. Where's my hand? This way. My big brother, my role model, my teacher, my best friend, Jeremy Ginsburg. Jeremy, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here, Melanie.
Jeremy is tuning in from Vietnam. Jeremy, where are you right now?
Like you just said, I'm in Vietnam, central Vietnam. Hoi An is the city, right on the beach.
Yeah, very beautiful. I'm sad that I'm so far apart from him, but he sends me pictures of the beach somewhat frequently, and it always makes me very happy.
Yeah. And as far as the screen goes, we're very close to each other.
Yeah. If I
can almost touch you.
If I put my head here.
Let me massage your head.
Yeah, wait. Perfect. Jeremy has many talents, and if you stick around till the end, we have a special surprise. But for the majority of this, I would like him to share his expertise about breathing. Jeremy, can you tell us a little bit about breathing?
Yes, thank you. Breathing is actually, besides blinking, it's the only function of the body that is done both voluntarily and involuntarily. So you can notice you can purposely wink at people, and same with your breath. So it is the first thing you do when you're born and the last thing you do as you pass on and die. And it's very important. And I've been on a journey discovering different ways to use the breath to make life better, in a sense. And I find it actually a bit ridiculous that we are brought up in a society that doesn't really emphasize breathing at all, unless it's like CPR or something like that. So it's something I'm very passionate about sharing. And of course, everyone knows, they just have to remember. They've been doing it their whole life. So yeah.
Thank you. Hi, Mom. Jeremy, I don't know if you can read the comments. Mom is so thrilled to be seeing us together.
Ooh, how do I see who's watching? Is there a Facebook? I got to go in the Facebook group?
It's in the group, yeah. Mom's on, and other people that I can't see, because Mom left a comment. If you want to say hi, if we can see it, then leave a comment and say hello.
Yeah, because I would definitely love engagement, or if people have questions, like something that's going to get me and us in the moment and hopefully be of value. So if you're hiding, today's the day to come
out. Cool. Jeremy, I'm curious, I know there are so many medical benefits to breathwork, which is, actually, let's start there. Can you tell me a little bit about breathwork and the different breathing techniques that you've explored and learned about?
Sure. So that's a great question, and that is actually what most people want to know before they try anything. So, all right, what are the benefits? What can I do? To start with, what people probably already know is it just calms your nervous system. It's a way of coming out of trauma and into the moment, into your body. And if anyone's ever said, just take a deep breath, just take a few deep breaths. So again, we know that. And I believe there's been studies done that 6 deep breaths actually lower stress, in the lab. They can prove that. So that is the, most simple, everyday, people know. Relax. Mm-hmm. As far as the next level, there is ways to use your breath for transformation. So this is really going faster, being more intentional, instead of just breathe in or out. You can do different ways to manipulate the level of oxygen and carbon dioxide in your body. Mm-hmm. And this can have a very healing effect physically, mentally, emotionally. And as a result, it can also help with spirituality. So for me personally, what got me into breathwork was the pain relief aspect. So it does lower the inflammatory markers. And for me, I was using cannabis at the time, or cannabis, as I like to call it. And I signed up for a course. The Wim Hof Method was the first one that you could say cracked me open. It's my initiation into the amazing world of breathwork. And within doing the practice for about 5 minutes, I felt better than I was when I was taking cannabis and smoking it. And so within the first 5 minutes, I already felt pain relief. I felt tingling, all these other good things. I didn't even know what I felt because they were new sensations at the time. And since then, I've been using it for all sorts of different symptoms, but it can stress, anxiety. It's great for weaning off medications. It can be an appetite suppressant if you're hungry, but you know it's too late. You don't want to be eating. I used to do that a lot. Endurance, energy, pretty much anything. That's why I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. Wow. I have a lot of questions. What is happening in your body when you're taking deep breaths versus just shallow breathing or like normal breathing?
That is a great question. So I'll tell you what we don't want to happen. And that is when we shallow breathe by accident, and naturally we skip our diaphragm and we go right into our chest. And I say we because I used to do this, not anymore, hopefully. And what we're doing essentially is keeping our body in a subtle state of stress. So you can, right? So if you can learn a lot if you just study someone's breathing in that moment of like how they're feeling, what their nervous system is doing. Are they in parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, or are they having a slight stress response, fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system? So if you're someone who's stressed and anxious, chest breathing tells your animal body that you're running away from a predator. You know, you're getting more energy and it's great. But if you're not loading that off later at the gym or physically or emotionally processing it, then it keeps you in a state of stress. So there's different layers to this, but I'll start with that's the most deadly. That's the most, and I say deadly because it actually kills people in the long term. Maybe not a couple days, a week, 2 weeks, but 10, 15, 20 years. It wears down the body.
Just so into your chest.
It's more that the body's having you're stressed because of work. You haven't slept well. You're hungover. You're breaking up with your partner. Like whatever it is, it's more that's a traumatic situation. And sometimes if you're not careful with the breath, you stay in that trauma for way longer than you need to. Where if you just sit down, take a few deep belly breaths, nose or mouth, doesn't matter, like using those 3, 6 deep breaths, whatever it is, essentially you're telling your body, hey, it's okay, we're safe. You know, the thief isn't here anymore, or the car crash is over, whatever trauma may be still lingering in your psyche. If you're still, oh my gosh, then your body thinks there's a threat. And so I don't want to make any bold scientific statements, but naturally it's not the way we're meant to live. It's not the optimal lifestyle for a human. And it ends up in a lot of different diseases that I don't know exactly which ones.
So why I agree with what you said, that it's a shame that society doesn't really teach this. Why, if it's so bad for us, why is it the natural state of being to, shouldn't it be instinctual to breathe into our bellies and to do all of it? Like you're saying, all of these amazing benefits. Why doesn't it come more naturally?
It's a good question. Who's watching this now? Well, first I'll just mention, if you watch a baby breathe, it literally breathes with its whole body.
Okay.
It's just like a beautiful dance. It's natural, in the nose, out the nose, into the belly. You can just watch it. And I haven't had it as much experience, but if anyone at home has a young child or a baby, they are our teachers in many ways, and breathing is one of them. To answer the next question, why is this not taught? To be honest, a lot of it is location. If you grew up in India and you're studying yoga, and that's a common thing, the ancient technique, it's called pranayama. And so it is widely taught there. They use the breath to move energy, to raise what they call your kundalini, to achieve enlightenment, to move sexual energy, to quiet the mind, all different things, more for a spiritual aspect. What's exciting for me is that because it's like, oh, that's yoga, that's all air, pie in the sky, airy fairy stuff. Since then, a lot of techniques have stemmed from the yogic traditions that are more practical and applicable to the Western mind. To circle back to your question, honestly, and this may sound a bit crazy, but as a culture, as a society, we're pretty lost. And we're not really taught the empowering techniques that are free, simple, easy, and accessible. And so I'm not blaming anyone. Rather, it's just a system that is definitely not optimized for empowerment, for efficiency, for sustainability. And for me personally, I believed it was way more important to get my driver's license, to be able to talk to women so I could flirt with them and have sex with them and be validated, or to get a job and know how to make money. You know, all these different things are a priority. And, you know, if you've ever run a school, you know, you can't teach the kids everything. So that's my short answer. I wish I had like, well, it was top of the charts and everybody was doing breath work. And then in 1964, but that's, in some cultures it is though, but in South America too, where shamanic breathing is popular as well. So there are places in the world, and maybe anybody watching this, you know, I'd be really curious what cultures are taught that it's important. But essentially, I would just say it's kind of ignorance, or for a more nice term, lack of wisdom that's just passed on from generation to generation.
So you've been practicing breathing for a while, which feels silly to say because it's, you know, we need it to live. Are you always breathing into your belly then? Like, are you always in this state of all of the benefits that you listed of this breath work, you know, because you've been doing it for so long? Or like, what is it, something that you can't be doing it all the time? You know what I mean?
Yes, it's attainable. I would say that's more of a focus and discipline thing, to be honest. Like when you sit and ask me, that's actually a good question. How much throughout the day? I would say 90 to 95%.
Wow.
Obviously, anytime I catch myself, I go back. But I spent about a year, and this was my main focus. It was a very religious practice of mine to pretty much focus where am I breathing, nose or mouth. And this was mostly to only breathe through the nose at this time. And also like, where am I breathing? How am I breathing? So if you notice, it's a lot harder to breathe into the chest through the nose. You can just try that. It's like, but the mouth, you know, it's much closer as well. It's much easier. So I would say the question I would ask myself, which to me is a bit as important, is to what extent am I conscious of the fact that I'm breathing? And Michael A. Singer said this. I know you've read some of this stuff. He said, there's nothing holy about the breath. It's just not your mind. And so if you're focused on your breath, you're not worrying about money, the kids, what could happen, being in your fear. So to me, it's just a way, it's an anchor back to the present moment. But it's not to say that, oh, once you get your breathing right, everything's perfect and just abundance and you can do backflips. I would just say once you get your breathing right, it's a launching pad for you reclaiming your power and your ability to heal yourself and be in control of your emotions and your mental state and your physical state.
Yeah. Cool. So what I'm hearing is that breathing is a tool to help you remain present. Is that, or that's just Michael A. Singer's thing?
Absolutely. That's just, I just wanted to pull in his quote. It's definitely to remain present, but like it's going on all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, watch your breath, focus on your breath, take a few deep breaths. You know, what if it was like, crack your toes. He's like,
Yeah.
I just did. I can't. I got to wait another 10 minutes. It's like,
right. So breathing to focus on your breath gives you an anchor point to remain present. And breath, like when you say breath work, that means specific styles of breathing, you know, because you're like manipulating your breath to create something within your body. Is that what like the term breath work means? You know, it's a specific pattern of breathing.
These are great questions. I'm really impressed. Mom, are you impressed? Because I'm impressed. So you can break it down in the acronym ART, A-R-T. So you have breath awareness, which is just being aware of the breath. So I'm breathing through my chest. And then someone may think, why does that matter? Well, once you become aware, you can just say, all right, where do I want to breathe? Oh, let's go to my stomach. Ooh, is this shallow? Let's breathe a bit deeper. Mm-hmm. But it's also a passive activity, where if you're just really tired, your mind's lazy, you're like, all right, I'm not going to count. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to watch it. Just going to be with it like a companion. Mm. And that can be very meditative. Mm-hmm. So that's the A, breath awareness. Okay. And then the R is breath regulation. And so that's breathe in, count to 3, exhale, count to 3, or just breathe in as deep as you can. You know, you're regulating it. And that can come with a lot of benefits as well. And then the T is for transformation. So that's where the breath work. I would say the other ones, it's more of a breath practice, but that's breath work. It's training. I actually prefer that word. You're training yourself. You're creating endurance. You know, all the mindset tools and aspects that come into going to the gym and physically training come into play training your breath. And they're very much intertwined too, so it helps. But that's how I would lay it out. As far as breath work, I think any type of conscious controlled breathing can be considered breath work, but I don't know. I haven't consulted the breath work police federation of what exactly the line is, but it's a great question.
Thank you. So I know you have developed your own style of breath work. Now that I know what that means, thank you. And I'm curious, what pieces, I guess, what was your process of creating that model? Because what were you looking to achieve? And how did you know, like, what, you know, for me, I don't know, when I breathe in this, and when I breathe out, I do this. When I hold my breath, it does this within my body. Like, I don't know those things. So I'm wondering if you can talk a little bit about like the pieces of the breathwork and the response within the body.
So are you asking to dive deeper into the specifics of the breathwork? Mm-hmm. Okay. Got to practice what I preach, right? So my journey to breathwork, I stumbled upon the Wim Hof method, and it just blew my mind. And from then on, I was like, why hasn't anybody taught me this? First question, one of the earlier questions. And then next, I was like, what else is out there? So I was seeking for something more powerful, a different flavor, everything. So that basically led me to what's called the Buteyko Method. And it's by a Russian professor named Buteyko, Wim Hof, Buteyko, it's just their names. And Melanie Ginsburg Method, yet to be claimed. So if anyone out there wants to, so I'll tell a quick story. So I was living in Chiang Mai at the time, where Melanie, you also spent some time. And it's a beautiful place for healing. A lot of people go there looking for different techniques or just some nature, or it has the Buddhist culture influence. And one night I was with a friend who also was into breath work, and we said, hey, let's do this Wim Hof method at the time together. And he said, oh, there's our other friend. She has a new one that she taught me the other day, and it was so hard. It was horrible. I hate it. Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah. Right? Keep in mind, I'm in chronic pain. I have headaches every single day. So I'm desperate for for new tools, and I'm hungry for healing. And so she taught us the breathing technique, and it is very challenging. It is tough on the body. And the first time I did it, it involves putting you in a state of air hunger. So you're climbing the carbon dioxide levels in your body a little bit higher, than you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very uncomfortable. And so I literally felt like I had this like trauma, like I feel like I'm going to die. This is so hard. And it was supposed to be like a 20 or 30-second breath hold. And I lasted like 10 seconds. And I'm like squirming. She's like, okay, 20 more seconds. I'm like, oh, I can't do this. So I feel like this is actually something that I'm quite proud of about my personality is when I suck at something so bad for the first time, instead of quitting and never looking back, I realized, wow, I must really need to work on this 10 times harder than the average person if it comes to this unnaturally to me. So that's exactly what I thought when I did this technique. I was like, this is crazy hard. That must mean my body needs to change and to heal.
Cool perspective.
So those are the two opposites. And the Wim Hof method, deeply in, exhale. It's very, what's the word? It's much more transformational.
Mm-hmm.
Where the Buteyko style is like, all the time, be aware of your breath. Never breathe out of your mouth. So I'll slowly trickle my way back to your question. Okay. So basically, after following the Wim Hof method, it showed the power of manipulating your hormones. So getting in touch with your emotions. I'm talking dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, the adrenaline response. That's why a lot of people use it to wean off antidepressants because it has a similar effect. And you're able to do that at will. So we have a shirt. They also have a shirt. Get high on your own supply. So that is beautiful way of, you're going to the gym, you're exercising, you're expanding, if you will. It's very yang energy, fiery. Mm-hmm. Also, the Buteyko, you could call it theme or that style of just breathing a little bit. It's much more, let's ground, let's be present in this moment. It's something you do every day, all the time. And so I find it's nice. And the students who I work with, at a certain amount of time when I teach them breathing techniques to wake up in the morning, to de-stress after a day at work, something you do once or twice a day, eventually they come back and say, okay, what can I do when I'm all the time, or something that I can do in public that I don't need to sit on a yoga mat and pause in that. Yeah. So have I answered your question yet? I think I've kind of gone off. I don't know. Where are we?
Yeah, that was good. To be honest, I got distracted because we have a question from the audience that says, I missed part of it. Perhaps you mentioned, the Iceman and his breathing technique.
So thank you. I used to work with their organization. So yes, I'm familiar. I have not met him in person, but if I ever make it to Europe, I will. And yeah, that's another funny story. As soon as I learned the method, I loved it. And then I ended up writing a song called Cold is My Religion. And then I sent it to their team, and then they loved it. They showed it to Wim. He loved it. So I'm like one step above a fanboy. I have an in, but I haven't quite done much with it. But yeah, he's a teacher of mine. Definitely look up to him. Big fan of the Iceman. I would say I'm the ice boy.
Cool. Jeremy, I would love for you to guide us in a round or two of breathing, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, definitely. Let's stop talking and breathe. Yeah.
Before we continue breathing, but more intentionally, can you just do the laundry list of less stress, more energy? What can people expect, I guess, to feel? I know tingling you've mentioned, maybe some heads up for our viewers that have not done this,
so, Right. So if this is your first time, things to expect: tingly sensation, maybe some lightheadedness. You may see some colors. which I think is very pleasant. It scares some people for the first time, like, whoa, get out of my head, colors. Really, any sensation that
You just eyes closed then when you say see colors. Eyes closed when you breathe.
Yeah.
If you want a more inward experience, and you want to, I find, yeah, our focus is more on the insides with our eyes closed, and we can go a bit deeper. But if that isn't possible, or for whatever reason, it's totally fine. If your eyes are open, I would just say focus on one thing. Think of it as like holding a yoga pose. You know, the more you relax, the more you focus, the deeper you can go, and the more benefits you'll derive from it. If you're looking around the room, comparing to other people, you know, worrying about, oh, is my cat food supply still there, whatever that may be. So if your eyes are open, I would suggest picking one focal point, staring at a candle. If that's your thing. I know it's morning for some people watching this. But I would suggest eyes closed. If you can. You can always open them if you get uncomfortable. But that allows you to really get into it, and then also use your imagination to fuel your breath as well.
Okay, thank you. So lightheadedness, someone said, does that change? And maybe will you get used to it?
Yeah, so my first question is, everything is always changing. That's just a universal law. So if you don't trust me, you can see if that one holds true for yourself. But yeah, it's constantly changing. And this is something that I appreciate about the breath work that I'm bringing out to the world, is it's much more suitable for anybody, for people, to meet them where they're at, instead of like, if this, then that. Because the truth is, I'm not inside of your body. And if I was, I think I'd be doing something else with my life. But it's up to you. And that's another thing I strongly advocate, is using the breath to find that source of trust within, to find your inner teacher, your inner wisdom, because that's what has been exciting for me, to draw from other influences that I benefit from so much. But it's been my practice and my innovation that has been most exciting to me, and that has been able to help other people because it's something new. So it does change. It gets easier. It's just like learning a new exercise in the gym. Day one, ooh, and then day two, maybe your biceps are sore, or whatever it may be. But like anything, if you put in the time and effort and really, push yourself in a sense to receive the benefits, or allow yourself to receive the benefits, you don't need to push, then of course things will change. It gets easier, it gets better. And our father just had his longest retention breath hold just previously this week. We were doing breath work together, and it was over a minute, almost a minute and a half. So he's older than us. I don't want to say his age for his confidentiality, but yes, it changes. It only gets easier, and your resistance also goes down too. So that's another thing. If you're a little bit resistant to this, that's totally fine. Anytime I try a new practice, even if I've read books on it and heard it from my best friends, there's a little bit of resistance. It's something new. So my invitation for you is let that resistance, be 20% and not 90%. Breathe 80%. Okay, feel it out, instead of, I guess basically just give it a shot and breathe through the resistance.
Awesome. So can you give us a little preview of like what we're going to do before you lead us into it?
Absolutely. So I like to use the 4 elements to act as anchors to guide people. So we start with the element of water, and we just breathe in and out, just like a wave or a river, if that's your thing. I was actually at the beach today, just watching the wave, actually breathing as the waves came in, and it was very peaceful. So that is water. And also water is about transformation. It's flow. It's your emotions. They can change and inspire you. So that's a good opportunity to use the breath and just see what happens. See if it creates some movement. The second element, we go to earth. So I'll be guiding this whole time, but we'll say take about 40 to 50 breaths, or waves of breath will come, and we'll exhale. and we'll hold at the bottom. So that is very grounding. It brings us down and into our body, into our pelvic floor, our lower centers, and we can just be relaxed. And at this point, that may be new. And it's actually not an uncomfortable feeling, but if it's new, the mind may come in and, I'm scared, and what's going on? I need to breathe. Otherwise, and it's like, this actually feels quite nice. So that's the earth element, and that's when you're holding your breath on the retention. So you exhale, and then you hold, and that is actually where most of the physiological magic happens in that state. So you can just relax, you don't need to breathe, but your carbon dioxide levels are depleted, so you're in this beautiful limbo state where your body can just get to work and do what it does best, which is keep you happy, healthy, and strong. So we have water, we have earth, and then when I say, you take a deep breath in into fire. And this is going from grounded, where you're relaxed, parasympathetic nervous system, rest and digest, into sympathetic nervous system. So you're going to feel the adrenaline, you'll feel the serotonin, the dopamine. That's when you may see some colors. It's when DMT can be released. It is beautiful, it's powerful, and you'll feel why we call it fire when you do it. And then from there, we move on to air or wind, where we just surrender, exhale, long and slow, just regaining your control of the breath, coming back, and the air element is more for transitions and being open and really just surrendering and like a leaf. Where's it going to go? So you just come back and drop back into your center. And then for those of you who are saying, but there's sometimes a fifth element, which is ether. That can be the benefit and the combination of those four if you do tend to have a spiritual experience or see lights or connect with yourself. Hopefully some truth or clarity comes forward, but I would say that's more as you go deeper and really trust in yourself in the practice.
Awesome. Very cool. I'm super excited. If you're driving and watching this or listening to this, don't breathe with us. But if you're just sitting at home, I invite everyone, all of our viewers, to join in. Jeremy, take it away. Please be our leader.
Thank you. So as Melanie mentioned, this is a training, a practice. So it's something you want to do in a comfortable position, in a safe environment. If you're sitting in a chair, be very sure that the chair cannot fall over. I've actually learned that lesson the hard way. And 11 stitches later, I make sure to mention, if you're in a chair, be careful, just relax. Anywhere you would meditate or take a little nap, listen to music, you just want to be comfortable. And before we get into the practice of infinity breath work, I just want you to notice your breath. So we'll start with some breath awareness. Just become aware. Are you breathing in through your nose or your mouth? Where is the breath going? Do you feel inclined to change how you're breathing? Is there a more natural shift, subtle shift that you can make just to relax even more? So just become aware. And now I invite you to just take some deep breaths in through the belly, up to the chest, and then exhale, let out a sigh. And these first few ones, we're just gonna make some noises. We've got rough waters coming in, but it'll calm down shortly, don't worry. So inhale, exhale, make any noise. Just relax your entire body. And we'll do one more vocalization. So inhale deeply, belly, filling up the sides, up. Exhale, make a really loud noise, I dare you. All right, so now we're gonna get into the flow. So just finding a rhythm. Let's inhale and let it go. Deeply in, relax and let it go. Just like waves in the ocean, in and out. In and out. Just finding your own rhythm, finding your own flow. It's not exactly about following my voice. It's just about tuning into your breath and letting it take you on a journey. If it helps, you can breathe with me to the rhythm of the music. Breathing in through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels more natural, whatever feels more comfortable. I'm going to do about 30 more. So just tune into how you relate to the ocean and just breathe. Maybe tune into your emotions and see how your breathing can influence them. Breathing through any resistance that may be coming up. Nice. 20 more. In and out. We're going to make some noise. In and laugh. And in and roar. And in. Make an animal noise. Moo. And in. Let out a cry. And in. And any noise you want. All right, 15 more. In and out. A little bit deeper. You got this. In, out. Finding your rhythm. In and letting go. A little bit deeper. And 10. You got this. 9. Tingly sensation. That's good. Lightheadedness. This is even better. 6. 5. Trust in yourself. 3. 2. And 1. Big wave. Fully in. And now exhale all the air out. And hold at the bottom, relaxing your shoulders, feeling grounded, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your belly, your legs, connecting with the center of the earth, feeling grounded, feeling relaxed, relaxing every single muscle in the body. And if you feel the urge to breathe, you can just take a deep fire breath in. Otherwise, we'll go for 15 more seconds as a group. Just relax. Trust in your body. 3, 2, and 1. Now deeply in. Fire. And hold. Again, relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Feel the power. Feel the fuel. And just flex your chest. Flex your arms. Any muscle in the body you want to send love and healing energy to, just feel it. You can visualize a third eye in between your eyebrows, bringing the energy up. 3, 2, 1, and letting go. Wind, we just slowly exhale, coming back to your center, surrendering your expectations, letting go of any attachment to anything that comes up. And allowing about 1 minute or so of integration, I invite you to simply notice the effects of this practice. Just a few minutes of controlled breathing. Take inventory on how you feel. Has your emotion shifted? Is your physical body feeling different? And how is your mental space different? Just noticing, relaxing. And lastly, I invite you to bring your hands to your heart, feel your heartbeat, give thanks to yourself for being awesome, amazing. Give yourself a big smile. Take a deep breath in. Breathe that smile all the way down to your heart. Exhale. Thank you so much for playing with us today. That was one round of Infinity Breathwork. Hope you enjoyed. And actually, for those of you watching live, I would love some comments and any sharing of your experience. That would be great. Or Melanie, how do you feel?
While we wait, there's a 20-second lag with the Facebook comments. That breathwork is so cool. It's really hard to explain the effects, and that's probably because it's a new practice to me. And what you were saying about just bringing the awareness to be like, I definitely felt a lot of sensations, but I don't even know how to begin explaining what I feel. I definitely feel calmer, both calmer and more alert at the same time. Feeling a lot of physical sensations in my back. I wonder if that's because I have tension in my back and it was like drawing the energy, or what do you think that was?
Is it a pleasant experience, or is it a message that you feel like needs attention from you?
It was just kind of like this was feeling in my back. Tingles, I guess, would be the word.
That's totally normal. To me, it's a good sign. Like when I get a message from my body, I'm like, oh, thank you. You are so loud sometimes, but thank you. I hear you. And then if there's a response needed, the body usually has something to say after that. It's not just like a bye-bye. So for you, it sounds like it's just a new experience and not a dangerous one that's calling, oh my gosh, I need to stop doing that. But perhaps, yeah. I mean, here's the beauty of it. It's like, that's why we call it infinity breath work. Because it's like you have this question. It's like, it could be trauma. It could be your posture. It could be actually you hit something, a bug bite, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would trust you if you feel like it's something worth investigating. Maybe next time you do the practice, have that be the intention, really breathe in it. And so if there is anything there, you can unblock the tube, if you will. I also want to just speak briefly. I don't know why I didn't share this before, but one of the biggest benefits, as you demonstrated, is it gets you out of your head. So at the very least, if you're not sure about, the science, or these things sound a little bit promising, guaranteed it gets you out of your mind, out of the monkey mind, out of the prison, and into the playground. And I feel like the reason you say, I don't even know how they explain it, that's a sign you got out of your head. That's good. That's where growth happens, because you're not limiting yourself with your beliefs and self-doubt of whatever crap the mind does. So you get out of your head, into your body, into your heart, into the unknown, where there's infinite possibilities. So it's a beautiful way. That's what we talked about, stress and anxiety, because then the mind is very annoying and disruptive in those cases. So thank you. I'm glad it helped get you out of your head, and thanks for the assist and coming back to that main benefit.
Yeah, we're getting some comments that it's energizing and calming, less lightheaded this session. And so I want to announce to everyone, Jeremy leads breath. I'm going to say it in my language, and then Jeremy, I'd like to explain in your language. In my language, what we just did was one round. And when you do multiple on top of each other, they just compound, and the effects are stronger, and the sensations are cooler, and the insight is bigger. So tomorrow, Jeremy is leading, 4 rounds do you usually do?
Yeah, 4 rounds. It's about, say, 25 to 30 minutes of breathing, and then with a little shavasana, relaxation, meditation with music after.
So if you found benefits from this 1 round, just wait until you see what it feels like after you do 4. That is tomorrow. Jeremy, please, can you link us, or how do we find more information about how to join in? I will be there, and my mom will probably be there. So if you're into my family, come join us all.
Great. Well, first I'll just talk a little more about the event, if that's all right.
Yeah, please.
Because it's more than just breath work, and that is, honestly, it's beautiful. As you ask me these questions, things that I knew but I hadn't put language to is coming out. And so around our brand, Infinity Breathwork, and we have a private Facebook group, Infinity Tribe, and in a community, that is something that's very important to us. It's like people that breathe together love each other. I think I got to work on the slogan, but let's be honest, like for world peace to happen, like I don't see two dictators in the same room saying like, hey, let's take a deep breath, right? Because they definitely would be like, oh, actually, I don't want to kill you anymore. That may be a bit extreme, but for real, when you breathe with other people, it establishes trust. You feel the camaraderie. You go deep together. So I just want to mention that is a big part of what we intend to create. And it's definitely more challenging online, but in the private Zoom that we do engage the community. We want people to meet people. We want people to collaborate. So community, and then obviously the breath work where we do for about 30 minutes. And then abundance is just something we believe in. So that's just kind of the icing on the cake, where breathe through our beliefs and step into abundance. And we do have a theme for each week. So don't want to spill the beans quite yet of what the theme is for this week, but it's going to be a great one. And also we record the sessions as well. And so for anyone who leaves a donation, it's a free event, and the incentive to leave a donation is, really up to you, and you get the recording of this as well. So that's something I find really helpful for someone just beginning, just like it's helpful to have a personal trainer to make sure you show up 3 days a week and do what you say you're going to do. Having someone else's voice in your ears can be very effective towards the beginning. Again, because if you don't, you have to think more. You have to use your mind more. And so it's a little bit contradicting. So it gets you out of your head. You just breathe. So we offer that. And I also lead it with my fiance, June, who is adorable. And she has a beautiful, feminine, soft, gentle energy that balances mine in a way that clearly I believe in, because I'm going to marry her. So, yeah.
Yes, I second all of that. And definitely the community piece. Thank you, Jeremy, for reminding our audience that it is more than just the breath work. Obviously, I believe in community. That's why we're here in this community. What I love about Jeremy's events, Jeremy and June, their event is at the beginning, they do little breakout rooms and you get to chat with a different Infinity Tribe member. And Jeremy and June have a way of bringing together such amazing people that I've truly made friends in just the 5 minutes that you get to chat with someone before the breathing. So community is very important to me. I love connecting with like-minded people and inspiring people and happy people. And so that's something really cool also that you can expect from Jeremy's event.
Yeah. And if Melanie comes, who knows? Anything could happen.
Anything can always happen. Cool. So Jeremy, let's see. Can you leave us a link to your Facebook group and also to the Zoom event, or what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Do you want me to do that right now?
I would prefer if you did it after.
Okay, because I'm a little unprepared, but thank you. Yeah, we have a Facebook event. It's biweekly. So we have, if you're watching this live or recently after it recorded, it's tomorrow, Friday, June 19th. And this is the Melanie Ginsburg's birthday edition, 2 days before her birthday, 2 days before Father's Day. Who knows? Maybe that's part of the theme. Winky face. And it's also related 2 days before the special weekend coming up here for the world, especially the Ginsburg family. So we have this Friday, and it's 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. here in Vietnam. For those of you in Europe, I'm not so sure about the time thing for that. And we also do it every other week. So I will drop the link to the Facebook link to the event, and any other necessary links. I will make sure that they are available for you who are interested.
Yes.
And you can just message Melanie on Facebook if you feel confused. Yeah. She's on Facebook and ready to help you.
Jeremy's event manager and event coordinator, so you can just message.
Just for her birthday edition, she's taking on a part-time gig, and then she's turning 27, and then peacing out.
Exactly. Cool. Well, okay, Jeremy, I want to be respectful of your time. I know I told you about 40 minutes, and we're already at 50, but I just love talking to you so much. And if you have the time, I would love for you to treat me and our audience to one of your beautiful songs.
Thank you. It's an honor. And yeah, I'm happy to talk. This is so fun. It's like beautiful. So yes, I would love to serenade anybody out there who's willing to hear. And before that, though, I want to do some like engagement. Are people here? Is anybody here? I want to know.
People are saying,
what are they in the mood for?
What kind of music are you in the mood for? Jeremy, let me brag.
A morning tune? Help you.
Most of our viewers. Jeremy is such a good guitar player and singer and drum player and piano player and egg shaker, as you guys heard during the Breathwork.
Can't argue with a host who says that.
He's very talented, and I love his music. He's my favorite musician in the world. So you're in for a treat.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And let's see. So this is a morning song. And the song was birthed when actually I was with you, Melanie, in Ubud. And at the time, my health was not so tip-top, you could say. And mornings were especially challenging. I would wake up with heaviness, fatigue, sometimes anxiety or other not so fun energies to begin the day with. And so I wrote this song as a pump-up song for myself to greet every day. It started off as a mantra. Next thing you know, I'm singing, and here we are. So if you are currently still waking up and having your morning coffee or just want a little boost, I hope this song can do that for you. It's called Brand New Day. It's a brand new day. So many miracles are on the way. Brand new day. Whoa, hey, it's a brand new day. Another chance to dance and play. Brand new day. Whoa, we're away. Hey there, baby, good morning. Yes, I'm talking to you. It's time to rise and shine, cause the days are new. The sky says hi and it's bluer than blue. The sun is shining and all the birds are chirping too. Today is the best day to be alive. The miracles appear once you open up your eyes. Surprise! Time to keep living your dream, filled with laughter, love, and everything that's in between, cause it's a brand new day. So many miracles are on the way. Brand new day. Whoa, hey, it's a brand new day. Another chance to dance and play. Brand new day. Whoa, you're away. Hey there, buddy, good morning. I know you feel a little blue, but I promise later on that life will make it up to you. You may feel sad, tired, or even weak, but happiness ain't around the corner. It's wherever you put your feet. So greet the day with a smile and a wink. Don't get too caught up in whatever you may think right now, because happiness is on the way. Listen closely to your heart and you can hear it say that it's a brand new day. So many miracles are on the way. Brand new day. Whoa, Another chance to dance and play. Brand new day. Whoa, we're away. It's easy to get lost in the mess. When we're at our worst, we forget when we felt our best. It's a brand new day. 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 So many miracles are on the way. Brand new day. Whoa, hey, it's a brand new day. Another chance to dance and play. Brand new day. Whoa, you're away. And it's a brand new day.
Yay! Thank you so much, Jeremy. Jeremy also has, let's see, a very plentiful YouTube channel with all of the songs that he's written, and also some breathwork. You also is at the same YouTube channel. If people can't attend the event tomorrow, they can find your YouTube tutorials.
Yeah, YouTube, it's mainly breathwork, music, and self-healing. Those three topics.
Awesome. I'm into all three of those things. So we'll link all of those things. Jeremy's just so many talents. Thank you. This ran way over time, but I end everything by saying, what is one thing that people can do today to think more happy thoughts?
The quote that's coming is, I've never shared this quote before, but it's coming through, so I'll share it. And it's just every time you breathe, just think that the universe is a friendly place, and your breath can be a reminder of that. And that if you're breathing, it's a sign that the universe loves you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That sounds delightful. Jeremy, I love you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I could give you a hug, and maybe I'll see you in the physical form sooner rather than later.
Well, thank you. I had so much fun. It was a blast. Thank you for also doing what you're doing. You're such an inspiration. And so I don't know if your guests really get the time, because you're doing such a great job hosting, to hold the mirror up back to you and what an amazing job you're doing, how much love and happiness and joy you're bringing out to the world. So I want to honor you for that. And I'm super happy to be a part of this with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy. It means a lot. Love you. If you're watching and listening, I love you too. Have a happy day. I'll talk to you soon.
We love you. Bye-bye.